Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Our able Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Serigne Modou Ndiaye, the Honorable Ministers of Justice and Interior here present, our special guest today, the Vice Minister of Defense of Austria, Her Excellency the Ambassador of Austria to the Gambia, Excellency Fabrinka, my colleague Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the CDS of the Gambia Armed Forces, the National Security Advisor, the entire Austrian delegation accompanying the Vice Minister, our special guest today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media houses here present, Assalamu alaikum, good morning to everyone. I'll be the MC for this event today. I just want to welcome all of you to this important signing of an agreement between Austria and the Gambia on small arms and light weapons and stockpiling management between the Gambia and Austria, and also welcome you to this beautiful hall in the Prime Atlantic Hotel in Banjul. Thank you all for taking time off from your busy schedules to be here with us. Now, this event did not take us by surprise because we have seen, or research has indicated, that Austria has done a lot in the area of disarmament. Austria was one of the first countries to sign the ATT, that's the Arms Trade Treaty, and they were one of the first countries to chair the TPNW. That is the Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, during the first meeting of state parties. They're also very active in the implementation of the CCM, that is the Convention on Cluster Munition, especially in the area of victim assistance. So therefore, Austria is very committed to global safety and security. And it is therefore not a surprise to see them engage the Gambia to have this agreement signed on small arms and light weapon and stockpiling management, of which they are the focal point for the United Nations. There is a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you have to go together. And I think this is a call by the SDGs. We have seen the element of partnership there, which calls for cooperation and partnership between countries. And this is exactly in this development, we are here today to sign an agreement with Austria. Yes, we are far apart, but we belong to the globe. So we must do things together. And the Vice Minister, our special guest, thank you with your delegation for coming to the Gambia to sign this MOU, this agreement. On this note, I don't want to preempt what the Minister is going to say because I'm just to do the welcoming. Once again, I welcome you all to this important event. And then I'll now call I'll give you a rundown of the program before calling the Minister for the statement. We will have a statement by the Vice Minister of Defense of Austria, Dr. Arnold Kamel, and then we'll have another statement by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Serigne Modou Ndiaye. Then we'll have the signing of the agreement, to be followed by a group photo for remembrance, and then lunch for all. Now, this is the program of the day, and then I'll now call on the Vice Minister. Yes. You want to come first? Okay. Now, there's a modification in the program. Now we'll have the Honorable Minister of Defense to give his statement first, followed by the special guest, that is the Honorable the Vice Minister of Defense of Austria.
We didn't start with prayers then?
Yeah, we'll pray.
We pray, okay.
Okay. Now, can we just pray in our own ways? It's a culture in the Gambia to pray before we start any event. Amen. May all prayers be answered. Honorable Minister, you now have the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gambia. Your Excellency, my dear brother and good friend, His Excellency Dr. Arnold Kamel, the Vice Minister of Defense and General Secretary of the Federal Republic of Austria, Your Excellency, the Ambassador and esteemed members of your delegation, Honorable Minister of Justice, Honorable Dauda Jallo, Attorney General, the Honorable Minister of Interior, Honorable Sanyang, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperations, and Gambians abroad, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, the National Security Advisor, Office of the President, senior military officers here present, members of the media fraternity, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols respectfully observed. Excellency, I have the great honor and pleasure to welcome my dear brother and good friend, His Excellency Dr. Arnold Kamel, the Vice Minister of Defense and the General Secretary of the Federal Republic of Austria, to the Republic of the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. Your Excellency, the Gambia and the Federal Republic of Austria continues to enjoy excellent bilateral relations, buttressed by many agreements signed over the years. They established diplomatic relations in 1971. Austria has an embassy in Dakar, the Republic of Senegal, which is also accredited to the Republic of the Gambia, but they also maintain a consulate in the Gambia, which was recently closed temporarily. Her Excellency Dr. Fatou Bensouda presented her letters of credence to His Excellency Alexander van der Bellen, the President of the Federal Republic of Austria, accrediting her as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of the Gambia to the Republic of Austria. And this was done in January 15, 2024. It is also imperative to note that in 2024, the Gambia supported the Republic of Austria's candidature, that is Mrs. Leland Hemister, for the election to the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. At the bilateral front, a bilateral technical assistance between the Gambia and Austria involves cooperation in various sectors of our economy, including education, migration, and security. The Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research of Austria places a high value on international cooperation. This cooperation aims to bring new perspectives and strengthen Austria's position as an education and research hub and address global societal challenges. Your Excellency, the Gambia, through the cooperation with the European Union, collaborated with the government of Austria on migration issues, especially the agreement on good practices between the government of the Gambia and the European Union. On migration, among the key areas of international cooperation for Austria in its relations with the Gambia is the fighting of transnational crimes and irregular migration. Hence, in recent concluded meeting between His Excellency Dr. Bensouda and the Australian Director General for Directorate for Migration and International Affairs, there was expressed the need for Gambia to have a honorary consul in Vienna to facilitate emergency travel documents for Gambians who are in need. At the technical level, this morning, we will be signing a very significant Memorandum of Understanding on Technical Arrangements Protocol regarding small arms and light weapons, stockpile of conventional ammunition, training and capacity building, for the members of the Gambia Armed Forces. This morning, I had a tete-a-tete meeting, a bilateral meeting with my counterpart, the minister. We have used the opportunity to discuss issues of bilateral defense cooperation, security, and also United Nations peacekeeping missions. And these are all based on our commitment as countries to the United Nations Charter, and also desiring within the two countries to enhance cooperation within our two defense ministries and also our two armed forces. What are the way forwards on this? On education and capacity building, the government of Austria offers several scholarships to the Republic of the Gambia. They also provide this to qualified Africans. This is a scholarship awards that they offer to the African countries, and Gambia is also a beneficiary to this scholarship package. Austria has a world-class education system anchored by well-regarded universities. And this could be established by making sure that there's a special package for the Gambia. Last night when I spoke with my counterpart, the Minister of Higher Education, and this morning we had also a team from Education Ministry that will also have the opportunity to interact with the esteemed delegation from Austria. On sustainable development, tourism, the Gambia's tourism industry is also a vital sector of our economy. We have also seen a lot of support from Austria supporting our tourism development initiative. Also on renewable energy, the Gambia, like many other countries, we are also grappling with the challenges attached to renewable energy. Austria also will be facilitating to help also in this endeavor. We'll also have a team to interact with the esteemed members of delegation. Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the government of the Gambia will continue to partner with the Federal Republic of Austria in order to enhance and consolidate our relationship to higher heights. The two countries are willing to strengthen diplomatic ties by promoting the finalization of a signing process of a bilateral technical agreement between the two ministries of defense. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in closing my remarks, I want to take this opportunity once again on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, to warmly welcome Dr. Arnold and his team to the Republic of the Gambia, and also to demonstrate our commitment as a country to continue to partner with the Federal Republic of Austria. On this note, Excellencies, I have the singular honor once again on behalf of the Ministry of Defense to warmly welcome you again to the Republic of the Gambia. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that statement. Honorable Minister has highlighted the cordial relationship between the Gambia and Austria, and then has also stated series of cooperation.
A great pleasure and honor to be here today in the Gambia, not just for the signing of a document, but for the starting point of a closer cooperation also in military affairs between the Republic of the Gambia and the Republic of Austria. As it was already mentioned by the Honorable Minister of Defense, if we look at the Austrian areas of expertise in military terms, it's very often related to education and training. Like you, we are also a relatively small country. In our immediate neighborhood, we also have a big brother that is carefully watching us and with whom we share quite a lot of cooperation also in military affairs. And from the very beginning, being a neutral country, Austria has always placed a very great emphasis on multilateral fora and the topic of education and training, because we do believe that by sharing the same values, by sharing training standards, we can contribute to a better understanding in terms of security and safety at the global stage. Looking at the area of small arms and light weapons and also stockpile management, that is definitely one of the cornerstones of our international engagements and where we are basing our international cooperation. This is one of the key areas that is very often underestimated at the global level. We do believe that stockpiling ammunition is an easy task. You build somewhere a building, you put the ammunition there, and all is set. However, very recent events have shown us the importance of having high standards also in stockpile management, and also when looking at small arms and light weapons, this has always been at the very forefront of our international engagements in military terms. From the Austrian perspective, we do consider the Republic of the Gambia as being one of the hubs here in West Africa where we can build on a stable relationship in order to contribute to overall peace and stability in the entire region. I think very recent events in the neighborhood have also underlined the need in fostering capacity building in the country of the Gambia and supporting your transition. And I also had the pleasure and honor to speak to the CDS this very morning and to talk about the ongoing security sector reform, which from the Austrian perspective is highly welcomed and where we stand ready to also support you given our means in that particular regard. We do believe that looking at the global stage with all the crises, conflicts and wars that we're experiencing on a daily basis, it's very much about partnering with nations that share our values, that share our interests, and also see an added value in fostering the bilateral cooperation. I think it's very important that when we are signing a technical arrangement today, that is just a pure document, having aside of the content, the signatures of the Honorable Minister of Defense and of myself, that we put this document and we fill it up with life. And I think by signing the technical arrangement today, we can consider it as a starting point, also in the bilateral relations. And we already had very excellent talks this morning in order to identify areas of cooperation that fit both the Republic of the Gambia and also the Republic of Austria. I do believe, especially in bilateral relations, that it's not so much of having a very long list of activities where at the end of the year we sit together and we see that only a very small percentage of these activities had been achieved due to lack of resources, due to lack of personnel, etc. I do believe that the true bilateral partnership is resting on the identification of concrete areas of cooperation, and at the end of the year we meet each other again and we can say, well, we did a very good job and we have reached our targets in this kind of bilateral relations. I'm therefore convinced, and we are very grateful to you, Honorable Minister of Defense, and your team, Honorable Madam Permanent Secretary, for the very warm welcome that we have received here. You talked about the smiling land here at the west coast of Africa, and I think this also holds true to a very large extent with regard to Austria. I think both of our countries share a degree of hospitality and friendship, and I think this is a very good starting point for fostering our bilateral relations. Let me therefore once again thank officially the Republic of the Gambia for all the support that also our team, looking at the Austrian Mobile Advisory and Training Team that has already conducted an excellent job here over the last couple of weeks in carrying out the training on ammunition and stockpile management, for all the support that you have granted to our team. I'm very much convinced that from today on we will find new ways and means also via the European Union and some of the financing instruments of the European Union to also in the future have a sound basis for fostering bilateral relations. And I think in the not so far, not so distant future, we will see each other again and we can say, what started today here in Banjul has been the starting point of a very fruitful and productive cooperation between the Ministries of Defense of the Gambia and the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Austria. So once again, many, many thanks for all the support that you have also personally given to this program, and we are very much looking forward to fostering our bilateral relationship that at the end, not just our countries, but also our soldiers will end up having a big smile on their face. I think this is what we have to achieve. Thank you very much.